Welcome to Ping 24 Updates. Subscribe my channel and press the bell icon for more updates. The world is watching the South China Sea, where tensions are higher than ever. Headlines like, Manila draws a new line in the sea, and Philippine law challenges Beijing's maritime claims, signal a bold new chapter in a long struggle for control. The Philippines has made a decisive move that could reshape the region's future. This is a David versus Goliath story, fought with laws, maps, and international justice, not just warships. Every day brings new reports of close encounters between Chinese and Philippine vessels. Water cannons, dangerous maneuvers, heated radio exchanges. The West Philippine Sea, claimed by the Philippines, is now a flashpoint. The Philippine government has armed itself with a new legal tool, the Philippine Maritime Zones Act. This law is a direct counter to China's expansive claims, asserting the Philippines' rights under international law. The South China Sea is a vital artery for global trade. Trillions in goods pass through each year. The stability of the Indo-Pacific hinges on what happens here. By passing this law and creating an official map, Manila is acting, not just talking. It's drawing a line on the water and daring China to cross it, legally, not militarily. Allies like the US, Japan, and Australia support the Philippines' defense of a rules-based order. China, meanwhile, calls the new law an illegal provocation. The stage is set for a new phase of confrontation. The world is watching as this story unfolds in real time. The consequences will be felt far beyond the shores of the South China Sea. At the heart of this conflict are invisible lines on a map. China's 10-dash line claims nearly 90% of the South China Sea, overlapping the exclusive economic zones, EEZs of the Philippines, Vietnam, Malaysia, and Brunei. The Philippines bases its claims on international law, specifically UNCLOS, which grants every coastal state a 200 nautical mile EEZ. Within this zone, a country controls fishing, oil, gas, and marine resources. The West Philippine Sea, inside the Philippine EEZ but within China's line, is the main battleground. This is a clash between China's historical claims and the Philippines' legal rights. The dispute is about more than territory. It's about vital resources. Media, fishing trawlers hauling nets, oil drilling platforms at sea, close-up of fish market, and barrels of oil fish, oil, and gas. For the Philippines, these resources are crucial for food security and economic growth. When Chinese ships block Filipino fishermen at Scarborough Shoal, it's a direct blow to livelihoods. The core problem: two worldviews. China relies on ancient history. The Philippines and most of the world rely on UNCLOS. This fuels daily standoffs and diplomatic battles. It's a fundamental disagreement over who makes the rules for the world's oceans. The outcome will shape the future of maritime law and regional stability. China's claim to the South China Sea is rooted in history, ancient maps and texts, a narrative of centuries-old connection. The 9-dash line, first drawn in 1947, is China's official marker of these historical boundaries. The Philippines counters with its own evidence, the 1734 Murillo Velarde map, a detailed, widely recognized cartographic work. This map shows islands like Scarborough Shoal, called Panicot, as part of the Philippine archipelago centuries ago. China's historical evidence is often vague, with imprecise maps and unclear claims. The Murillo Velarde map, in contrast, is scientific and specific, providing concrete proof of the Philippines' historical presence. This map became a star witness in the Philippines' legal case against China. But history alone isn't enough. International law requires continuous, effective authority over territory. The Philippines argues its maps and long history of governance make its case stronger than China's narrative of ancient discovery. This isn't just academic. These claims have real-world consequences. Both sides use history to support modern claims, but only one aligns with international law. The battle of maps is a battle for legitimacy. The world is watching which story will prevail. In 2013, the Philippines took China to the Permanent Court of Arbitration in The Hague. The case wasn't about ownership, but about rights under UNCLOS. The Philippines argued China's 9-dash line had no legal basis and that many features China claimed were just rocks, not islands. In 2016, the tribunal ruled decisively for the Philippines. China's historic rights claim was invalid. Features like Mischief Reef and Scarborough Shoal were confirmed as part of the Philippine EEZ. The court found China had violated the Philippines' sovereign rights by interfering with fishing and oil exploration and by building artificial islands. China rejected the ruling, calling it a political farce, and has ignored it ever since. Despite this, the ruling is final and legally binding, giving the Philippines a powerful tool. It clarified the rules in the South China Sea and gave the Philippines the legal high ground. The 2016 decision is the foundation for the new Maritime Zones Act. It transformed the dispute into a clear case of legal rights versus violations. Fast forward to today. The Philippines is turning its 2016 legal victory into national law with the Maritime Zones Act. This landmark law writes UNCLOS principles and the arbitral award into Philippine law, creating a unified legal framework for all maritime zones. It defines internal waters, archipelagic waters, territorial sea, contiguous zone, EEZ, and continental shelf, removing any ambiguity. The Act harmonizes previous conflicting laws, providing clarity for government, law enforcement, businesses, and the world. A key feature, a new official map showing precise maritime boundaries, to be registered with the United Nations. This is Manila's direct response to China's 10-dash line maps, fighting maps with maps, but with international law on its side. Law is power. The Act gives the Coast Guard and Navy a clear mandate to protect territory and resources. It strengthens the basis for diplomatic protests against Chinese incursions. The law signals to the world that the Philippines is serious about defending its rights, peacefully but firmly. It's a declaration of maritime identity and sovereignty. The Act is more than legislation. It's a strategic move on the global chessboard. The Philippines is using law as its shield and sword. The world is taking notice. The Maritime Zones Act draws clear lines, literally and legally. It defines the country's baselines, connecting the outermost islands and establishing archipelagic waters under full Philippine sovereignty. The Act precisely marks the 200 nautical mile EEZ, including vital areas like Reed Bank and Scarborough Shoal. By enshrining these claims in law, the Philippines strengthens its ability to manage resources and protest foreign interference. The law also establishes the extended continental shelf, giving the Philippines rights to resources beyond the EEZ. Most importantly, it mandates the creation and publication of official maps submitted to the UN. This puts the world on notice of the Philippines' claims. Abstract legal concepts become concrete lines everyone can see. The new Philippine law and its official map directly challenge China's 10-dash line. China's map is based on history. The Philippine map is grounded in UNCLOS. When China added a 10th dash in 2023, neighbors protested. The Philippines responded with a law-based, internationally recognized map. This map gives the Coast Guard and Navy clear patrol coordinates and a legal basis for action. It strengthens diplomatic protests and reassures investors that the Philippines has a stable legal framework for economic activity. The law is about sovereignty and economic security. It pressures China to clarify its claims in legal terms, not just historical narratives. For years, China's claims have been vague. The Philippines map demands clarity and accountability. This is a diplomatic and legal checkmate, challenging China to play by international rules. The world is watching to see if law can prevail over power. The Philippines is setting a new standard for defending maritime rights. The contest is now law versus legacy. The Murillo-Velarde map became a turning point in the legal battle. Presented at The Hague, it showed Scarborough Shoal, Panacot, as part of the Philippines since the 18th century. Unlike China's vague maps, the Murillo-Velarde map was detailed and specific. The tribunal found China's historical evidence ambiguous and unconvincing. The map helped convince judges that the Philippines had a stronger, older claim. This victory for evidence-based cartography was crucial in the arbitration case. The map is now a symbol of national pride and legal triumph. The Maritime Zones Act and official map are not the end, but a new beginning. The Philippines is shifting from protest to proactive defense, using law as its foundation. With clear maritime zones, the Philippines could pursue further legal action or negotiations from a position of strength. The law makes it easier for allies to support the Philippines, aligning its claims with international law. By championing UNCLOS, the Philippines stands for equality under the law, resonating with many nations. The future of the South China Sea remains uncertain, but the Philippines has made a bold, strategic move. It has chosen law, maps, and history over force. The world now waits to see if the rule of law can prevail in this critical region.